Start recording. All right. This is PAMCast for February 17th, 2026. Last time we said it was PAMCast for January 20th, 2025 because I forgot to change the year. So we think we have all the technical issues solved. I think I've put the correct year on the agenda. We hope everything works and streams correctly. So we're going to go for it and we'll see. If it doesn't, I'm recording this locally and we will put it up. So without further ado and without the normal, we're waiting for all the bits to connect, we're going to get started. So this is PAMCast for February 17th, 2026. This is for existing TechIDManager partners, clients, people that use TechIDManager, technicians, managers. We are going to assume, for the purpose of this whole podcast, that you have familiarity with TechIDManager, you know what it does, you have it set up, you're using it, or you're very interested and know about it. If you have specific questions about what TechIDManager is, how it works, what it does, there is a monthly demo, or you can go to techidmanager.com and request a demo, and we will meet with you one-on-one and explain to you what TechIDManager is, how it does privileged account management for managed service providers the world over, and what we believe is a premier privileged account management package. That's a tongue twister to say. So this is for people who know what TechIDManager is. This covers kind of what TechIDManager and Ruffian Software as a company have done for the last month, what we have released, what features we brought to the market, and what is coming in the next month, and a general overview of how things are going. It also talks about anything that I want, because I'm the founder of Ruffian Software and TechIDManager. So, and this is my company, this is PAMCast. Maybe sometimes I get distracted talking about how we had no power or internet at my house for 9 days because of the ice storm that happened, or the snowstorm that happened right after that, and how when it came right down to it, we shouldn't have been out of internet for so long, but the fiber internet people plugged the wire in the wrong spot, and they actually had to send somebody out to the house to then go back and plug it in the right spot. I love it. That's where we are. Anyway, I got sidetracked for a second. Now, the PAMCast. Let's bring up this agenda and talk about what we're going to talk about today. This is our agenda. What have we been up to? Like we have said the last couple times, we have been working very intently on bringing a new feature to market. Last time we gave a Wheel of Fortune look at it, and this time we did a Hangman look at it, and we added a letter to what is there. If you have any guesses about what feature we're bringing, put them in the comments below, and maybe you'll get a prize if you get it right. The picture above my head, I asked ChatGPT, I told ChatGPT that, hey, make a picture that shows a game of Hangman. It gave me this terrible picture that I didn't like. So I was like, I don't like that. And it gave me this one instead. I think it was pretty cute. This is not what my office looks like. I don't eat at my desk. I have a broken keyboard and I have 3 monitors, but those are real minor details. I do have chickens, but I thought it was cute, so I put it on here. I love putting a picture up there behind me, you know? Anyway, that's one of the biggest things we're working on. Most of the development staff has been working on that. It is definitely making some significant progress, and it is very nice. We like it a lot. We have shown it to a few people, and they like it also. Another big thing we're working on is SOC compliance. Our minion in the background, our usually production staff for PAMCast, is doing a big piece of that SOC compliance because she is a very multi-talented and very amazing individual. We love her a lot. So those are the 2 big focuses that most of the people at TechIDManager are working on. We have other staff that have brought other things, other minor features to fruition in the last month, and let's get into those boring technical details and cover some of those. We have done 2 expansions to one-time sharing. One-time sharing is where you can share a password one time, you get a link. The link is good for some amount of time. If the person knows their name and they have that link, those are the 2 factors that will get them access to that information once that information expires. It used to expire in 3 hours, or if you're German, 3 hours. Now you can set the expiration time in the latest version of the TechID client, and in the portal, you can set how many hours, days, whatever, that some minutes, that some one-time share is good for. If you want it to be good for 5 minutes, you can do that. If you want it to be good for 30 days, you can do that. It expires when that time frame expires or somebody has seen it. As part of this, we added to the TechID portal an interface under vaults and one-time share that you can share any arbitrary username, password, TOTP, if you put the secret in, information with somebody via the same secure mechanism. It's pretty neat. It was requested by somebody, by one of our partners, that, hey, I love the one-time share feature. We need it to not expire in 3 hours. We want to put longer time frames on some of them and shorter time frames on other. So we added it. Pretty straightforward feature. One of our minor devs took it and just ran with it. Took them about a day. It's pretty cool. We also added support for dots in leaf names. We had somebody else requested this. They said, hey, we are using a leaf structure to put our client names, and then all agents related to that client are on that leaf. But they have some client names which have a dot in their name. Ruffian Software has a dot in its name. Ruffian Software, Inc. dot. So that dot at the end was problematic for leaves before because the dot is the separator in the different portions of the leaf names. Now, if you use a slash and a dot to escape the dot in the leaf name, it escapes it and it shows as the whole name with the dot in the leaf. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Same thing. One of the devs took it and was like, oh, this is a cool issue. I can go do this in a day. And he did it in a day. Very nice of him. Good job. That is implemented in the latest version of the Windows TechID client for Windows and the TechID client for Mac OS. Both have that. New version of the Mac OS Tech client went out. Let's skip ahead down here a little bit. A new version of the TechID client for Mac OS went out. It has support for the tech login tiles. There was a bug in TOTP saving. That's been fixed. There were a few other minor bug issues in it that have been fixed. I think that was released late last week. So it'll update automatically over the course of the next like 4 or 5 more days, because Apple does a 7-day rollout by default. If you don't have the latest version, you can always go to the App Store or the Apple Store and click Update, and TechIDClient.macOS will update to the latest version. It'll get all the fixes. If you don't do it manually, it'll do it automatically over the next little time frame. There is another version of TechIDClient.macOS coming in the very near future. It will be significantly faster loading a large number of agents. We have some partners with upward of 20,000 agents, and on the Mac that was taking, depending on the speed of your Mac and your internet connection, between 11 seconds and 45 seconds to load the initial page. That's down to under 3 seconds for loading all of those accounts, which is pretty cool. It's just faster now. Faster in everything you do. Anytime you click refresh, anytime you click on something, there are some significant speed improvements that happened in the TechID client on macOS that will be in the next release, which is imminent. It might be tomorrow. It might be the next day. Development's done on it. Testing is partway through on it. That's where that is. All right. So stepping back up one over there to Windows. TechID client Windows. There was a bug with auto refreshing for JIT accounts. The latest release we did fixed that. It also made refresh faster for everything. Internally, we have implemented WebSockets to push changes to the TechID client in addition to polling architecture, so that we fall back on the polling, but the WebSockets can force the refresh faster. So this will be rolled out through more pieces of the product over time. Right now in TechID client with the WebSockets, the enabling of accounts on average is twice as fast as it used to be. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. And we'll get faster too. We're going to push WebSocket infrastructure into the TechID agents for Windows first, and then for the other agents. And that will make the enabling of the account directly even faster with lower network overhead is the intention. That is in the works on kind of a back burner because it's an optimization and not a more core feature. Yeah. So that rolls us right into the TechID portal and the TechID host. To support the WebSocket infrastructure that we've put in for TechID client, that requires host changes. So there's now a significant WebSocket infrastructure in TechID host and TechID portal. It was cool. It really is not much visible to end users. The Swagger documentation has 2 new entry points for it, but I don't think that anybody will really use those in the REST API. Those are much more for client and agent interactions, and you have to have the proper keys to authenticate on those. We did add agent delete and block, as well as I just got to notice that my OBS disconnected and is reconnecting. Interesting. Maybe this worked, maybe it didn't. Reconnecting in 2 seconds. We'll just keep going, and if we end up having to post this recording, we'll post this recording. We added agent deleting and blocking. So if you permanently delete an agent from the TechID portal, that agent is blocked from ever showing up again. There are a variety of places that you might want this. And there's now a deleted agents section under agents. If you click on that, you can see all the agents that you have permanently deleted and blocked from coming back. You can allow any of those to come back if you accidentally delete one. In TechID portal and TechID host, there were a couple partners, quite a few of them, that had very large reports, 200 meg plus reports if they tried to download the CSV file for it. Think about something like the triplet access report with 100 technicians and 20,000 agents. That's just a lot of data when you multiply out all those writes against all those technicians against all those agents. A lot of places, a lot of data. We've implemented some speed changes there, so now that report can be arbitrarily large and downloaded. I think the largest report I've seen is on the order of 250 plus megs. So that's a pretty big CSV file to be downloading. This also increased the speed for the report showing on the screen itself, which is nice, especially for some of those larger reports. There have been a variety of other significant internal changes to support our major new feature that is coming. WebSockets is part of that. There's some pretty significant agent changes that are part of that for Windows. Those have been rolling out. There are more that are coming. There's an agent release coming sometime this week that will do some cleanup with large numbers of DCs in a forest and the accounts that are created where and who owns which one of which DC. What else is there? There's quite a bit of stuff that's going on like that. And for next time, it is so close that I believe our TechID TE feature will be announced in beta before the next PAMCast, and we will show it off on the next PAMCast. And you'll be able to, as an existing partner, this feature will come for free. I know it is a feature that most people will charge for, and we will charge for it separately eventually. But for our existing partners, because we love you, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, because we love you, this is going to come for free. Existing partners, we love to grandfather you in. We are doing everything full inclusive based on just the per tech pricing right now. And I know this last one, this Entra ID base with shared accounts. Shared account access has been on there for a while. It is one of those features that people kind of want. It's like sort of wanted, but at the same time, I have some significant heartburn with it from a philosophical perspective. You really shouldn't be sharing accounts. It's what my t-shirt even says, stop sharing admin accounts. It's what the sticker up there says. But it's a desired feature in the market, so we're going to bring it. It's been on there for a long time. It's not a complicated feature. It's a feature that none of the devs have been like, oh, I like that feature, I'll do that. So it just hasn't gotten done yet. It is on the roadmap. It is planned. We will do it. Yeah. So that's all that. And remember, there's always newsletter to sign up for if you would like to. So that really covers all the public facing stuff that we can talk about for TechIDManager that's happened in the last month and the stuff that's coming, as much as we can talk about it. If you have guesses about what our major new feature is, because I love guessing games, Wheel of Fortune, Hangman, like there's another one we did too. Put the guess in the doobly-doos down below, and we'll give you a prize when we name it if you're right. All right. That concludes our PAMCast for February 17th, 2026. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a TechIDManager partner. And if you have any questions, you can email support@techidmanager.com. And you can check out techidmanager.com for all of your TechIDManager needs. Have a great day. Talk to y'all later. In a month or sooner if you want to. Bye.